Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you for tuning in again because we are getting ready for part 2 of a couple of introductions. I know everybody's been sitting here waiting on pins and needles to hear a great little story from Mikel-Claire. I can only imagine what she's going to say.
You think you can only imagine? I can imagine, but I had to write it all down because I wanted to make sure that I got my point across. And
Okay, well, you're definitely about to get your point across. Without a doubt. I'm trying to wonder if I should write out my last will and testament or something. Anyways, on that note, let's go.
this is Mikel-Claire.
And this is Trey.
And we are the couple of entrepreneurs. We're here to share with you our journey of successes and setbacks as we enter the world of entrepreneurship now that we no longer have 9-to-5s due to the new normal of the world and the pandemic.
Join us as we race the clock to start earning money, gain consistency, and overcome self-doubts and uncertainty as we search for our voices and obtain personal and financial growth.
Because I'm still learning my voice and trying to figure out my comfort level with all of this sharing going on, I actually wrote what I'm going to share today because I felt like that was the easiest way for me to do what I'm doing today. So bear with me as I share this story, my origin story. When I was a child, my favorite time of year was always the end of summer. My mom would load my older brother and I up in the car, and we would head to the mall for back-to-school shopping. Although my brother went begrudgingly, I grinned ear to ear as we went store to store searching for the perfect first day outfit. From elementary school through earning my graduate degree, I was a model student academically. I rushed through the hallways, eager to show the teachers what I had learned the night before. I always stuck my chest out on report card day and loved to make my family proud. During this time, I watched my mom, an extremely hardworking single mom, take to the skies as a flight attendant to provide for us. My brother and I stayed with my grandparents while she was away on trips. I can still see my grandfather grabbing his briefcase while suited up and heading to work, the smell of his cologne lingering. I hear my grandmother come home from her long days as a middle school principal talking about all the ins and outs of her 9-to-5. This instilled in me at an early age that if I worked hard, I could do the practical and responsible thing of working for someone else. That a 9-to-5 was what must be done in order to provide stability for myself and my future family. After walking across the stage and receiving my master's degree in social work, I worked a 9-to-5 until after I had our son in 2009. I got to the point where I could feel the pit in my stomach every time I got in the car to head to the office. I would sit at my desk and see the walls closing in on me from every angle. Somehow I convinced myself that I was doing the noble thing by sacrificing my own happiness to provide and make others proud. So after 20 years of dragging myself into various offices and my eyes now needing glasses from staring at computer screens, I did the unthinkable. I quit my job. I had no safety net, no idea of the impending pandemic, or a clue as to what was my next move. What I did know was that I wanted to be in control of my own life, spend time with my family, take care of my mom, and that Trey, this handsome gentleman sitting across from me, was setting the example of working on his own terms and steering his own entrepreneurial ship. I wanted in on the entrepreneurship game. I wanted to make a ton of money so I could be one of those parents that earned generational wealth for our son. With the pandemic hitting and a dwindling bank account, I knew I had to stop whining and start doing. I had to start utilizing the resources I had available and to learn what I needed to be successful as an entrepreneur. Thanks to Trey, I had all the physical tools I needed to succeed. I'm fortunate that he always makes sure I have the tools I need. Even though I had the physical tools, the mental ones seemed to be eluding me. I would run into software or technical jargon that I didn't understand, and I wanted to kick, yell, and scream. I would encounter an obstacle, and I would feel like a complete failure and like the uphill battle was too much to handle. I kept looking at my bank account and the long list of items to complete on my Google Sheet spreadsheet, and I wanted to curl up in a ball and go back to my 9-to-5. I looked into my son's bright eyes, heard Trey's "You got this," put my head down and decided I am not going to quit. I asked so many questions, I felt like an episode of Jeopardy! I leaned into the obstacles and focused on effort and consistency. I listened to those, like Trey, that had found success in the entrepreneurship journey. It felt great moving forward and knowing that if I did the work, I would succeed. I am an entrepreneur, and I am another example for our son. Every day I raise my head higher and continue to come closer to finding my voice. This journey, this podcast, is allowing me to face my fears and document all my successes. So I'm holding on and enjoying the bumpy ride.
All right. Okay. No, that was very well said. Very well said. Yeah, you gave me a nice picture of everything. I like the path. I do. Well, thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. Mm-hmm. You're welcome for sharing.
Now let me get the snaps in. Yes. Let's burn some sage. So as you can see, like the overarching theme of what we've been doing the past couple episodes has just been understanding your story, understanding where you come from, where you are now, and where you want to go. I think it's important because I'm a huge fan of history, and because history always has a knack of repeating itself, and you can learn a lot about the future from what you've done in the past. So I think it's smart and intelligent to kind of let the world know where you came from, where you currently are going, so they can have a good general idea of where you are going to go. And it gives you the ability to look at your past and see things that you might be doing over and over again to stop that cycle of not moving in the direction that you want to go. It's also kind of freeing to kind of like just tell somebody a little something about yourself. You know, it strengthens that bond, I think, that connection between you and the person that you're listening to. And what I'm hoping is that it strengthens the bond between us and you all, the listeners of this show. If you have any questions, by all means, please feel free to comment. A lot of our contact information is going to be listed in some of the show notes, as well as email addresses. And if there is an option under whatever audio player you are currently using and have a comment, please feel free to say whatever it is that's on your mind. And if you really feel bold, tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you want to achieve, where you are right now. What are the obstacles you got to overcome in order to achieve success in this world of entrepreneurship? I think that path could be a lot easier if you're willing to share. I know it sounds like a public service announcement a little bit.
I think it's important also to realize how you grew up, how whoever raised you instilled certain messages, instilled certain beliefs and certain morals in your head. Because I think it plays a huge part and a huge role in who you are, but it doesn't have to necessarily be who you become. I think you can absolutely change your mindset, change your beliefs, change your courage and your confidence in yourself, if that's something, that you've been struggling with. But you have to recognize those things first, initially, in order to really work through them to get you to where you want to be, if it is an obstacle. And then you have to also look at your strengths and the things that, allow you to be who you are as an individual and make you unique from everybody else, and how you can use those things to propel you forward if you face an obstacle or a challenge of trying to get to where you want to be. So I think that's important to remember too when you're looking at your backstory and your history and who played an influential role in your life and who continues to play an influential role in your life. So that's part of one of the reasons we wanted to tell our stories, so you know what got us to where we are and is getting us to where we want to go.
Well said. Very well said. I think that's a good place to actually put a pin in this. I know a lot of these podcasts are supposed to be anywhere between like 15 minutes to 45 minutes. We kind of don't want to beat you over the head with stuff this early on, because I'm sure the game plan later on will be longer pieces of content. So we're at the 10-minute mark. I think it's a good place to put a pin in it. I'm going to go ahead and say peace out and goodbye, unless you got some closing comments that you want to say.
Peace out and goodbye sounds good to me. Until next time.
Until next time. Signing out. We out of here.